Fridays are no longer the same. Movie lovers hardly wait for the day now, as new Hindi releases rarely catch their fancy. Movie halls don't see those long queues, and frantic rush for tickets is missing. Filmmakers, actors, and producers now approach the day with caution and nervousness. Hindi cinema is churning flops after flops, but why an industry known for its path breaking content is struggling to captivate the audience? Recently, the box office saw three high budget and much awaited movies biting the dust. Amir Khan's Lal Singh Chadda, Akshay Kumar's Raksha Bandhan, and Ranbir Kapoor's Shamshera failed to draw the crowds to the theatre. Only two films, The Kashmir Files and Bhool Bhulaiya 2, have received positive reviews this year, according to MK Global Financial Services. Filmmaker Anurag Kashyap, in a recent interview with film critic Bharadwaj Rangan, said that the Hindi cinema cannot work on star value alone in today's day and age. The content that is being put out is not just engaging enough, it has to be rooted and original, the maker of Gangs of Wasseypur and Devdi said. Analysts and experts agree. A report by MK Global Financial Services says that poor content performance is largely underscored by deprecatory critic reviews and social media influence. Content quality has superseded star power, which is evident in the recently released movies being a letdown.
I think first and foremost, the very big reason is content, right? Content definitely is king. Content for Hindi cinema has not been up to the mark. In fact, the backlog of content has not worked favorably for them. But apparently, what has happened right now, because of the pandemic, is that there has been a lot of change in terms of the audience consumption habits. So I think that, of course, the consistent comeback, or so to say, the strong growth versus the pre-COVID level for Hindi box office will only come towards the second half of next year. We might see some ups and downs. I mean, Q1 was very good. Q2 is going to be very weak. Q3 again might be a little better because of festive. So it's going to be an up and down year this year. But if financial year 24, so to say, I believe there should be a very strong recovery in terms of box office.
The poor content is being reflected in the box office numbers. According to Koimoi website, 77% of Bollywood releases have been flops this year. In the January to July period this year, overall gross box office collections stood at over 6,000 crore rupees, of which Hindi cinema's share was just 34%, lower than the pre-pandemic levels, according to Ormax Media, a media consulting firm. Interestingly, the Hindi box office was also largely driven by dubbed regional films like RRR and KGF 2. In the ongoing July to September quarter, revenues from Bollywood films are expected to fall 45% compared with pre-COVID levels, according to LRR Capital. Meanwhile, Southern cinema had a riot at the box office this year. RRR and KGF 2 minted close to or over 1,000 crore rupees, while Vikram delivered massive numbers for Tamil cinema. Southern cinema's share in overall box office collections stood at over 50% till July this year. The rise of OTT platforms like Netflix and Amazon Prime have opened up content that was once inaccessible to the loyal Bollywood audience, and streaming with subtitles proved a game changer for regional cinema. Tollywood's Pushpa The Rise became a bigger success and garnered a cult-like status in North India after it was released on Amazon Prime. Experts say, with no dearth of content on OTTs, audiences are demanding better storytelling from Bollywood. High ticket prices in multiplexes, the reduction of single screens, and social media campaigns against the film industry haven't helped either. So is everything gloomy for Bollywood? Not so much. It is not that every regional cinema is doing well. The recent Liger fiasco shows that only gripping storytelling works, irrespective of where it is produced. A few good successes at the box office could turn the tide.
I know that a few big budget Hollywood films have not worked at the box office. And I still consider this as an aberration and not a trend, because if these films haven't worked, there are some films that have worked in the box office the last 6 7 months, and the films that have not worked at the box office, and they've been perceptibly big ones and big budget ones, I feel is because the content somewhere has not resonated with the consumers. And this is not a new phenomena. This has happened in the past also, where movies have not clicked with the audiences and therefore they haven't done well as expected. So I think it's going to be a matter of 2 3 films that end up doing well at the box office. And then, you know, all these statements and all these hypotheses will really have no value. I mean, as perhaps as soon as 9 September, you know, it only takes one big hit for actually the mood of the industry to change, you know, and the fortunes to start changing. And, you know, it could be Brahmastra and can be even Vikram Vedha. It can be also Circus. It can be Drishyam Part 2, which is coming out. There are so many exciting movies that are coming out on Diwali as well. So could be any one of these movies or all these films, you never know, put together that can become a hit and then can basically become buoyant to the box office, and could lead to, you know, box office going back to where it used to be, what it used to be.
But it also depends on how the filmmakers adapt to the changing tastes of audiences. Currently, the industry is playing catch up and trying too many things. Experts say audiences will make up to Bollywood if the industry engages them. In a recent interview, Amir Khan said Bollywood has stopped making movies for the masses and the content is too niche. That could be the restart, maybe. Picking subjects that appeal to a larger audience that make for compelling viewing.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.